back, everybody. We've got another PowerSmart product to review here. There's my shadow. Wow, and there's the phone shadow. Anyway, what this is a cordless tiller. This is a battery operated tiller, and right off the bat I wouldn't have thought that a tiller could be powered by batteries, so I'm very curious to see how much power it's got. It is at 40 volt. It's using 2 batteries, but you know, let me just open this up and show you how it comes shipped, and then we'll move on. Okay, so here's just the quickest look at the way it comes packed. This thing here, just a cover. Okay, so there's no question, if you look here, we've got some assembly to do, but it shouldn't be too bad. That must be the batteries over there. I'll pull everything out of the box so that we can itemize what we got, and we need to film it from the other side because of the shadow. But yeah, that'll be next. Alrighty, here's everything that comes in the box. I guess we'll just start with the main unit here. It's big. It says that it is a 12-inch, and that surprises me even more. Is that it's you know, it's got some size to it. Seemed to me the larger it is, the harder it is to turn it. So I'll be even more impressed if batteries are going to be able to do this. But there is the business end of it right there. And of course it's extremely geared down to give you lots of torque. And so the batteries do have a chance. But obviously, I mean, it's not rocket science. So clearly, as you see the handles tapering down into a smaller width, this is going to be your main handle that you're holding on to. And so it's going to be just mounting that onto there. There's your instruction manual. And here's your back wheels. This is probably a retainer clip for this control cord. It's kind of ironic that they've got the cord running through the tines just for shipping, because that's exactly what you would be afraid of. And what I'm going to explain in just a minute with another tiller that I usually use. And then over here is a bag of parts, and we'll figure all that out in a second. There's your 2 batteries, and then here is your charger. And I'm very happy to see that it is a dual charger, so that you don't have to charge them up one at a time. You can charge them both up at the same time, which is exactly what we're about to do. Let me go take it into the charging area and plug it in. Okay, we have the 2 batteries on the charger here in the charging, another one of the charging areas we've got. PowerSmart batteries everywhere, and we're about to plug it in for the first time. Just wanted to show up close. We've got some controls here. These are not controls, this is just information that we'll show you, and I'm sure these are lights that are about to light up. Anyway, let's plug it in for the first time and see how much charge it's shipped with and how much we gotta go so we can film this thing. Okay, we've got red lights. What did the red light mean? It means charging. Okay, so we wait until everything's green. Okay, getting back to assembly, I just wanted to show, so I was wrong on this piece here. This is not the upper handle, this is the middle handle. This piece mounts right there onto the main unit, and then the upper handle mounts onto it. Got it all laid out, kind of how it goes. And then these clips here are what's going to hold it on. And I'll just show that in a second. That's going to be impossible with one hand. Over here we've got the wheels are just going to basically go onto the shafts there and be held on with these cotter pins. And then we just got these hubcaps on there. And this here is a key. Let me show you under the cover here. You've got your space for your 2 batteries. And then over here we've got that little slot there is where the key goes. And it won't operate unless the key is in for safety. So anyway, let me set up those retainers right there and get the wheels on, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so for the wheels, I wanted to show how the cotter pin goes through the shaft there. Put your wheel on the axle, and then you stick your cotter pin through the end, and then you got to take a pair of needle nose pliers and bend that so that the cotter pin can't come out. And then you put your hubcap on. Just wanted to point that out. Okay, so here's a look at how you're supposed to set up these clips. You stick the bolt through the handle there. You can see it goes all the way through and taps into that piece. Here's a look at it. You have to have it set up to the point where you can adjust it and get it to where it's going to be snug when you clamp it down, and then you just simply clamp it like that and it holds. And that's the way you do that. And then you of course do it again for the upper handle, and then basically your whole thing will be complete. Let's do that. Okay, and there we go. It's all put together. You can see the clips are in and holding perfect. And also there's these extra little retainers. If you remember those when I was, you know, that chainsaw starts up every time I try to talk. Then up here you have your main engage, disengage handle switch. Okay, before getting started here, I want to point out something. Now, normally on these electric things, what you do is you press in this button on the side, and that's your safety, and then you can pull your trigger. And I was doing that and nothing was happening. As it turns out, this also has a power button. So, you press the power button so that you can have the power on. And then you press the other button and pull the switch, which I can't, well maybe I can, and then it starts. Anyway, just wanted to point that out in case anybody is wondering why it's not starting. And that will turn it on and off as you're wanting to do. And I want to show here, I wonder if I'm going to be able to do this. This is the depth adjustment. As you can see, you just pull that pin out. Let's see if I can get in there. Try to change to this. Basically, to change the depth of tilling, you change the angle of the axle. And so as you can see, if you pull this pin, it's probably just gonna drop. Let me see what I can do here. Yeah. Whoop, there it goes. And as you can see, that dropped quite a bit lower. And it says it's got 4 depths. This would be the 3rd one, I think, is where it went to. Yeah. So, shallowest depth is going to be the hole all the way on the left. And this is going to be a very deep depth. And then it said 4 depths, so it might be, no, you couldn't possibly want to use the other one. That would be no wheel at all, because that would prop it all the way up. But maybe they do mean that. Anyway, this is the level we'll be using it at. And I will show you the project in just a second. But there's the whole assembled tiller and a chainsaw. Okay, so here's a look at it next to the one that I've been using, and as you can see, it's bigger. That's why I was saying, wow, it's big, because it's, I don't know how big this one is, but this one is a full foot across. And I just wanted to show as kind of a vivid example of why you would want it to be battery operated. Of course, I don't know how many times, I've used this tiller a lot, and I have gotten within an inch or a half an inch of getting that cord tangled up in the tines. And that's with being careful. It moves all over the place, and sooner or later it's gonna happen. And so that is why you would want it to be battery operated. Now we find out, is this battery operated one as strong as the other one, or possibly stronger? Let's see. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing. We are going to be tilling the entire area under this geodome so that we don't have to move it to mow under it anymore. And it's going to look exactly like this. We had I used that other tiller to till around this tree, and we just put some grass down as mulch. That's exactly what we're going to be doing with this one, but it's much bigger, of course. And we'll see also on longevity, considering this is about 10 feet across and it's a big circle to clear. We'll see if the battery lasts. I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, so let's see what we got here. I will say that it was having trouble tearing through this. This is Bahia grass. It's real tough stuff. It was doing much better once it broke through the top layer. And then it could really dig in there. And doing kind of like a half a row after the first row that got through the top layer really helped a lot. And it was able to tear through that second layer. But some of the area in the middle here is still just kind of skimmed, but it's a good start. Now I stopped here because it did run out of battery. That was 20 minutes running straight. And by the way, today's temperature is 98. So we are dealing with 98-degree temperature here today. And I think, so I must say that other tillers that I've used have dug in there, and I can see that the tine pattern is a bit different here. It has the strength to run a more aggressive tine, but, or you know what, maybe I could even sharpen those. These don't look like they're sharpened. They're not. Okay, so anyway, I could sharpen the blades and get a better, that surprises me that they're not sharpened. So sharpening the blades, the tines would help out tremendously. It does pretty good. I'm really surprised it's got as much power as the one that you plug in, for sure. and the longevity was pretty good. It was more than I thought it was going to do. I thought that it digging like that non-stop, I never turned it off. I thought that it was only going to go like maybe 10 minutes maximum, but right at about 20 or 21 minutes. So anyway, the battery is completely exhausted and you just have to recharge now. From dead, it's going to take 2.5 hours. So I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to say that it's really, really, really strong, and the longevity is really good. We just got to sharpen up these tines to get it to dig better. But that was a good first layer. It's a big project, so I'm not surprised that it didn't finish it, but the next time through, it'll get through there, and that will do it. So anyway, that is the 40-volt PowerSmart tiller. It's pretty good. It's about 20 pounds. I don't know if it looked like I was having trouble wrestling with it, but I wasn't. It hops around a little bit because it wasn't biting in there like I was saying with the tine pattern. But after it breaks through, it does just fine. And that does it. I'll have the link in the description to go pick one up if you want one. And that wraps it up. I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for the next one. I don't know, it's gonna be another lawnmower. I'm pretty sure it's a lawnmower next time. So stay tuned. Have a good one.